Good evening. I wanted to do some late night Lego tonight, so here we are. Um, Last night we started off my Lego building for the year with a Lego Disney set. Well, today I need to get started on this huge stack of Lego boxes in front of me. So we're going to continue with the Avatar series today with my sixth of the 9 Avatar sets. Is it the sixth one? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. So recently, on our last episode, we started looking at the militaristic RDA and their invasion of Pandora. And today, we'll be looking at the Mako Submarine that was featured in the second movie when the RDA returns to Pandora for revenge. Let's switch over to the camera. I'll show you the box. So this is the Mako Submarine as it appeared in Avatar 2. The this is the vehicle with which they try to attack the Pandoran oceans. And this set comes with 4 characters in it. It has Neteyam, who is the teenage son of Jake and Neytiri. There's Ao'nung, who is the son of the Water Tribe chief. Um, Spider. Spider's an interesting character. When the RDA was defeated at the end of the first movie, they evacuated Pandora, and it turns out Colonel Quaritch had a baby who was left behind because the evacuation ship didn't have a sleeping pod that was baby sized. So he was left behind and raised by the science team members who stayed behind, and alongside Jake and Neytiri's family. So he grew up with the Navi kids, and then the other character in this set is RDA Quaritch. He's listed as on the box. He's actually a very interesting character because the original Colonel Quaritch was killed at the end of the first movie. Not a spoiler; it's a 15-year-old movie. I think the threshold for spoilers runs out after 10 years. I think that's reasonable. But when the RDA decided to come back to Pandora for revenge, they cloned Quaritch and put his military genius brain into a Navi body. So it was pretty fun seeing Quaritch adjust to life in the stronger Navi body. Um, there were a number of scenes showing him getting used to his Navi self. That mirrored scenes of Jake learning how to use his avatar in the first movie, but of course, the Quaritch scenes were much darker and much more aggressive. There was even a scene where, yeah, just check out the movie. We're talking too long already. We need to get this open. It's getting late. So, here's the front of the box. It shows the submarine. It shows the 4 figures, and it shows that there's a couple of terrain builds representing part of the colorful reef. We've seen some of these before in the other water sets that we've done. And then, of course, the back of the box. And the back of the box shows some of the play features. Okay, so this set, it looks like, has one of the launching bows. I'll have to be careful with that so that I don't lose the arrows. But here's the back of the box. And here's the front of the box again. And let's get this open. One of the interesting dynamics in the movie is Quaritch 2.0. He tries to make a connection with Spidey, Quaritch's son, Spider, he's called. And it's clear that Spider has an inner conflict, trying to decide between loyalty to his cloned father figure and loyalty to the family he grew up with. Because you can't take both sides in this particular conflict. So let's see what we got here. We have an instruction book. You know what we do with these. I'll just set this over here. Let's see here. Big rock piece. We'll set that aside till it's needed. We have a bag 4, bag 3. So here's bag 4. We'll set that aside. There's 2 bag 3s. And then 2 bag 2s. And you can see in the bag, we have a tool in this set. We got the turquoise one this time, which are rare. So that's pretty cool. We have bag 1 here, ready to go. And we have a sticker sheet. It has 8 stickers on it. Okay. Give me one moment before I get started here, because I think I may have forgotten to do something. Let me do it while I'm thinking about it real quick. I think I forgot to add the sticker sheet from last night's stream into the backup wish list I keep for replacement stickers, just in case, because you never know. So let me just go make sure I put it in. And then we will get going. Sorry about this. I saw the sticker sheet, and I had a sneaking dread that I forgot to copy the sticker sheet last night. Yeah, we're good. Alright, sorry about that. Anyway, I only wasted about a minute and a half, so let's get up our instructions and get started. So here's the instructions, as we always do. And let's go ahead and begin the build now. So let's get up our... I seem to be lagging a bit. Hold on. No dropped frames, but I saw a little lag indicator. Let me make sure we're smooth before I get started. Bear with me a moment, I'm trying to fix things here. Bear with me. Alright, I think we're good. Let's fix up the instructions now, and let's get going. So, as we open the instruction book, there's the brick separator page showing us how to use the tool. Here's the page showing us what each bag has. Bag 1 is the terrain. Bag 2 is the base of the sub. Bag 3 is the rest of the sub. And then bag 4 is another piece of terrain. And it says we're going to use the big rock piece with bag 1. I'll wait till the instructions call for it. So let's open bag 1 and get started. Oh, wow. I see a really nice piece in this bag. Do you see it in my parts pile? This really awesome piece that I'm about to show as soon as I finish getting my parts out. Do you see it? It's this one. We get this ray fish. And this particular print is exclusive to this set. And it's got some shiny bits printed on it. Those little silvery dots, they actually sparkle a little bit. And then it's got these purple detailing along the back. There's other prints of this ray piece that are more earth styled in some of the animal sets they do in City. But this is the first time I have any version of this piece, and I got the cool Pandoran version. I really like this piece. Alright, enough gawking on the piece. Let's get this character set up. So it looks like this is the regular blue. Let me go back and see the picture again. No, this is the aqua colored skin, Na'vi skin. So this is Ao'nung. He's the son of the water tribe chief. He becomes friends with Jake and Neytiri's kids when they come to stay and learn the ways of the water tribe. Let's find his hair piece. Like all Na'vi hair pieces, he has a connector so that the Pandoran animals can connect with their tentacles for that psychic link they do in the movies. But there are no animals in the set for that feature to be used in this particular set. The ray is a standard ray piece and doesn't have those animal tentacles. I don't even know if the rays in the movie had them. So here's Ao'nung. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly because it's been a little while since I've seen the movie. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, at least I tried on the name and didn't just say, hey, that guy, right? He's pretty cool. Got the little Na'vi look going on. And he has the bow. And this is the newer launching kind of bow. Like they do stud shooters for guns, they've made a version of bow that can launch little arrows. So you put the arrow in like this, and then you flick it from the back like the old flick fire missiles. So if you press on it from the back, the arrow shoots out. I am not going to point it out because I don't want to lose the arrow. But I will, when I display this, which won't be immediately because I haven't cleared the area for where the avatar display is going to go, I'll probably have him holding the bow. And I'll have like the missile like half loaded. So at least it looks like it's in there. But it won't be able to be accidentally launched. Something like this. You can see how I have the arrow in there but not pushed in all the way. Alright. Well, like we usually do, let's give him a seat to watch the build, and we'll let the animal watch as well. And let's get started. We'll get the other characters later in the build. The summary page showed us that there's one character per bag, so it's cool how they distribute that the characters. It used to be years ago that they would give you all the minifigures up front in the first bag, but doing it this way gives you something to work towards. as you go on with the build. So we're starting with, looks like this is going to be the smaller of the two terrain builds in this bag. So yeah, we've done 6 of the, this will be the, did I miss a step? I did. Okay. That's why the instructions weren't making sense when I went to the next page. So after this set, we only have 3 avatar sets left, and those are going to be the really big ones. There's one more set from the second movie, and then there's going to be 2 more sets from the first movie. And those 2 sets I'm particularly looking forward to. You'll see why when we get there. But I think I'll do the last water movie set next as it comes to Avatar. Okay, so this little piece of coral has one of those minifigure posing stands, so that you can make it look like a character is swimming. And that just goes in here. So that's this little piece of terrain here. And instructions don't say who exactly is swimming yet. So we'll leave that off to the side. And then we'll come over here and we'll start the other terrain build that's in this bag. And then the next bag is when we'll start building the actual submarine. Sometimes you just gotta do late night Lego. There's never a wrong time of day to build Lego. The correct time to build Lego, of course, is whenever you want, assuming you have a Lego set in hand to build. I find Lego to be relaxing. That's why I've been doing so much on the channel. And and it's nice to be able to have a collection and watch the displays go up around my room. Be interesting to see what all these what all these panel bits are for. Well, probably just shaping. Okay, here's where we get this big rock piece. It goes on the model right here. And it sits over the rest of the build. Like this. Let's make sure it's securely attached. So, that's what it looks like inside so far, with a big rock around it. Okay, sorry I stopped talking. That just means I've temporarily run out of stuff to talk about. But I do like this little underwater cave thing that we're building here. It's pretty unique so far in my experience of the Avatar builds so far. Did I forget something? Yes, I did. We need to put this one over here. This is probably I have something really special planned for the stream tomorrow. If I can pull it off. Okay, what am I looking at here? Okay, this one goes there. That one goes here. And then we get this one here. Interesting. These must be attachment points for something. Those aren't posing bits, because they're bar connections that are exposed, not studs. So I wonder what these little yellow bits are for. Okay, one's for attaching this piece of coral here. Oh, they're both for attaching corals. Okay. So that's why those yellow bars are on here. It's to hang corals off to make it look like they're growing from the side of the rocks here. It is now just about midnight where I am, and stream's been going on for about a half hour. And we haven't even gotten to the meat of the set yet, which is the submarine, but we'll be getting there soon once we finish this terrain build. Like all the Avatar sets, the terrain contains an assortment of unique shapes to represent Pandora's beautiful, deadly, and rare life forms. The plants, mostly. I can't wait to clear the area where the Avatar display is intended to go. So now it looks like we're just filling in some detail bits up here. You know, it'd be cool. A many hour, all day marathon Lego building session. We have done a couple 4.5, 5 hour Lego sets before, but and I said that was kind of my limit. But if I start early in the day, we could probably go and do a lot on that stream. Yeah, let's try that sometime soon. So it looks like we're going to get another minifigure posing stand for this one. So a place to swim next to the big giant rock. This will just go into this little exposed hole there. And now somebody can swim there. Now let's keep going with the build, because clearly there's still a lot more corals and plants to be added to this reef. And then we have did I miss something before? There was a little piece. Oh, it was on the other assembly, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. The little crown piece, it had an icon the last time it appeared. This might be the glow-in-the-dark crown piece that we used on the previous build. So yeah, there's lots of little plant life going on. And right now, um, the side with all the visual interest is pointing away from the camera because I need to be able to see what I'm doing. So I'll show you when I finish building, I guess, like I always do. Okay, this plant that we're doing now actually uses the unicorn horn piece and the carrot piece, but in purple. It's a cool look. We'll stick that there, and then I need to do okay, and that should really be off to the side. Okay, one more of these purple horn plants, and then we will turn the page and see what's next. And the standard seaweed piece that's been around for decades. It's cool that even with all the exotic Pandoran stuff, there's still room for the classic plant life here. Okay, why is that not secure? No, it's fine. And some more of the swimming mounting stands going on these plants. Interesting. So lots of different places for your characters to swim from. More than there are characters to swim in this set. Because 2 of the 4 characters are going to be inside the submarine once we build it. I guess these are for opposing other characters from other sets. Okay, that tells us we're done with the terrain build. So let me just clear all the spare parts off and I'll show you what we've got so far. And then we'll take the terrains off to focus on the submarine. Okay, so first we started with this little terrain with a singular swimming mount up here. And then we have this, I'll set that aside. And then we have this much larger, more substantial terrain build. This side of the terrain is an underwater cave. And when you turn it around and look at the rock face, lots of coral and plant life going on, and several swimming mounting points. This is a cool little piece of terrain. Probably one of my favorites in Avatar so far, but we haven't gotten to the big sets yet. So, of course, the instruction is showing us a still of the coral reef in the movie. And here we can see some of the ray fish swimming along. And here we open bag 2, which, if I remember correctly, there's actually 2 bags labeled number 2. Okay, that's 4. 3. 3. Alright, there's the other part of bag 2. And it looks like, based on the outfit and the expression, we're getting Quaritch 2.0. Quaritch after he was cloned into a Na'vi body. Strange to see him not holding a weapon, but that's probably because he'll be inside the submarine once it's built. So he doesn't need to hold a weapon because he's meant to be posed inside the vehicle. Let's get all the bag 2 stuff open, and then we can get started with the build. Last time we saw Quaritch, it was his original human form, and he was in one of the mech suits that was featured in the first movie. But here we see him with a... That Quaritch is dead, and now we see him in his cloned Na'vi body. Oh, let's not forget his tail piece. Incidentally, this is the only set in the entire Avatar line. No, I take that back. Never mind. I'm not going to finish that thought because it's inaccurate. Okay. Here's Na'vi Quaritch. You can see how mean he looks. He's really bad news. You can see his lots of detail. There was something almost unsettling about seeing him in the movie. Then again, villains are supposed to give you that feeling, so. So the submarine begins. This is actually the second submarine that's going into my Lego collection. You'll recall we did the Beatles' Yellow Submarine last week for my final build of 2024. And while both that and this might be submarines, that's pretty much all the two vehicles have in common. This is a military vehicle designed for destruction. The Yellow Submarine is meant for spreading good vibes and happy feelings. So, a completely different vibe from that one. You can't even compare the two, other than just to say they're both submarines and leave it at that. Did I do that piece correctly? Yes. Back before I could afford a Lego collection, I used to go to the Lego instructions website online and look up random sets and see how the sets would come together and pretend I was building them. It's really cool to be able to actually do them for real now. And then I also did computer Lego for a while, and it's still a very useful tool for creating custom creations and things like that. But who needs virtual Lego when you can have the pleasure and tactile experience of real Lego um, available to you if you have the budget for it? But yeah, if my budget falls back or I run out of storage, we still have computer Lego as an option. Plus, it gives us an opportunity to build older retired sets that are too inflated to even think about ever getting now. So, computer Lego definitely has its uses. And with computer Lego, you have an infinite parts bucket that doesn't take up space. So, it's better to use that for creating custom models than to use physical parts, in mine and many other people's opinions. And our first splash of the RDA's distinctive green color goes onto the vehicle. Alright. And we're going to get our first sticker on this step. Okay, there's the piece. And now I have to get the sticker. And that's okay, so this sticker represents a control console. Not too bad. It's pretty much straight and almost good centering as well. So there's the control console sticker. And let's keep going with the build. I think I underestimated how long this submarine is going to be. Should still fit on the table, though. So yeah, I think I definitely do want to try for a Lego marathon stream in the next couple weeks. I certainly have enough in my build queue to be able to do something like that. But yeah, we seem to be progressing through this instruction book quickly. We still got about 100 pages to go, of course. But we're doing well. We're making good efficiency here. Which is a good sign for when I try to do this marathon stream. I know I said about a month ago that I was going to limit the size of Lego streams because I was doing a couple big sets and I was getting tired by the end. But I think if we start earlier in the day and we know we're going to try for a marathon, we can be better prepared for it and actually go and keep going and actually do. It's special. So yeah, if I was to attempt something like that, it would have to be we would have to start earlier in the day, and then I can just cut it whenever I get too tired. I think it's worth trying one time just to see if I can. I think this is where this is meant to go. And then we have some bracketing going on here. Interesting. Now these submarines were featured in the movie for a while, but the big final battle actually takes place on this big giant boat. And Lego hasn't touched that boat, unfortunately. That would have been an awesome set to get, I think. But given that boat is actually so much bigger than these submarines, and actually, I think there's a couple submarines that dock on the boat. So to have it in scale with these guys, that would have probably had to have been like a several thousand piece set. Couple $100. Yeah, I think I can understand why they didn't do the boat now. Would have been awesome, but not practical. Of course, hasn't stopped them from doing Star Wars sets at that scale, but Star Wars is much, much more popular than Avatar ever was. In fact, Disney built the theme park version of Pandora and Animal Kingdom as a testing ground to see if their idea of a part of the reason they built it because it was opened so many years after the movie, when the original movie wasn't really culturally relevant anymore. But Disney built the Pandoran section of Animal Kingdom as kind of a testing ground to see if a movie-based world would work, kind of in the wake of what Universal did with Harry Potter. So, yeah, Pandora at Animal Kingdom It was kind of Disney's test to see if they could do what Universal did with Harry Potter, to do it with Star Wars, but they wanted to see if like a movie-based world would work. So, and yeah, I think they did pretty well. Although the lack of, they did have to do some pretty fancy hand waving. They had to create like this whole special plant thing. They had to create a special plant to sit at the entrance of the Animal Kingdom area. And they basically said, hey, this plant was developed to make the atmosphere breathable by humans. This also explained away why there's no costume character. There's no walk around Na'vi, because it's not practical, because the Na'vi are like 9 feet tall. And there's no way to do a costume character and make it look good and realistic. They just can't do the Na'vi justice in a live setting like that. So instead, we have the one Na'vi character in the ride, and then we have several Na'vi characters who appear on Flight of Passage in the video. So the idea is the Na'vi are there, but they pretty much let the humans keep to their space. And because in the human breathable section of Pandora that Animal Kingdom represents, because the atmosphere is different from the natural Pandoran atmosphere, the Na'vi don't really find it comfortable there. Of course, from a storytelling perspective, it kind of works. It's how Avatar makes sense being in real life, considering that the planet is shown in the movie to be poisonous to humans. They need that special breathing mask, and there's no way that they were going to get thousands of guests per day to play along and wear breathing masks when walking through the park. So I think from a story perspective, they did the best they could, because it explains several inconsistencies with the movie, and also explains away the impossibility of doing believable Na'vi walk-around characters, unfortunately. Avatar may not have been the best choice for a theme park world if they were trying to test the waters to eventually build Star Wars. But they did what they did, and we got 2 really nice rides out of it. So I'm thankful I had the opportunity to experience it, even if it was a little bit rushed. So the shape of this submarine is really coming together now. There's the other one. Sorry, I ran out of stuff to talk about again. Sorry. I do plan for there to be more Lego Star Wars this year than I did last year. However, for the most part, I'm kind of waiting till later in the spring for that. This year, during Star Wars celebrations in May, we'll be celebrating... Well, in May, we're celebrating the 45th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back and the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith. And then in December, we'll be celebrating the 10th anniversary of Force Awakens. So there's 3 big Star Wars anniversaries this year. So May, I might just do I might just get a bunch of Star Wars sets and kind of do a Star Wars special throughout the month. There's a couple things I'm thinking about getting for that. I think I know how I'll put that together. I'll do one for Empire Strikes Back. I'll do something for Revenge of the Sith. And then I'll do something for May 4th. So yeah, I think we'll do lots of, we'll do Lego Star Wars in May, I guess. So we have CET Ops that were put stickers that we're putting on 2 of the bricks here. I forget the significance of the acronym Set Ops. Actually, they were hunting whales because the Tulkhan whales of Pandora, they had in their brains one of the rare resources that the RDA wanted. That's why they came back to Pandora. Part of the reason they came back for revenge, to hunt the whales. And Set Ops then would be short for Cetacean Operations. So we get 2 of these bricks. Let me go ahead and put the other sticker on. And then we will continue from there. No. We want the 2x3s here, not the 2x4s. Did I miss something? No. Okay. Now we want those 2x4s. We've been doing a lot of aquatic craft on this channel. I have 2 boats from City. We have the 2 submarines. We have the Viking ship. We also have the Black Pearl, which is, of course, the centerpiece of my collection. So we've been doing a lot of boats and naval craft here. And I'll probably be doing a lot more as time goes on as well. Alright, so okay, so it has us put it in here. And then I need to do 1 more of those. Like that. Okay. 4 times. At least the 4x indicator is on the same page, meaning we only have to do this madness once. It's supposed to be at the end. Okay. Okay. I need to do 3 more of those. So these look like they're either going to be engine sections or missiles. And then we get this. Okay, why is it so much shorter on that one? Because I didn't have it pushed in all the way, obviously. Alright, one more. I need to do one more of those sections. Okay. Okay. And it looks like these will attach on these clips here at the sides of the ship. So it does look like a they don't launch or anything, but it does look like a assortment of cannons here. That's how they attach to the side there. You can see them. And they're actually pointed away. They might actually be flotation devices of a kind, or maybe. They're actually pointed towards the back of the ship. Because you see here, that's the printed console, so that would be the front of the ship. And these things here, the points are very obviously coming to the back. Oh. Actually, they're pointed on both ends. I didn't realize that we had another step to do on these things. So yeah, never mind. They're actually pointed from both ends. Maybe they are missiles then. I don't know. Double-sided missiles that can be launched from either direction. I don't like I said, I don't remember the details of this of the submarines. I don't remember their technical details in the movie. Because once that boat came along, the boat is what got my attention. In addition to the submarines, the RDA also had mech suits, underwater mech suits that were based on the ones they used on land, but adapted for underwater use. We're going to bag 3 now. In bag 3, we're going to get Spider, who is our second human figure. Where's my bag 3 stuff? He also doesn't have any accessories, because he too will be sitting in the submarine. Quaritch 2.0, like I said, he tried to form a connection with Spider. So, even though Spider grew up with the Na'vi family, he was working with Quaritch for a time. Although, by the end of the movie, it's hard to tell exactly what side he's on. He definitely makes has an obvious inner conflict going on throughout the movie. My late night snack after stream, I'm finally going to open my holiday popcorn tin. I didn't open the tin during the holidays because prior to receiving the tin, I had a normal bag of popcorn, and I didn't want to open the holiday tin while I was still working on that bag. So I'll be cracking open the holiday tin tonight. It's one of those popcorn tins they put out every year, which has the butter popcorn in one section, and then there's a section with white cheddar and a section with caramel. Yeah, completely irrelevant to Avatar. Just I'm just really looking forward to opening up that tin after stream. Okay. He's cool. Now, they can't do this with the Na'vi heads because the Na'vi heads are sculpted, and so the Na'vi heads can only be one-sided. But with a spider, he has two head choices here. He's a standard human minifigure. So we can give him this slightly smiley face, or we could give him this more worried, nervous face. I think it's more in going with the character, especially when he's working with Quaritch, to be the more nervous side. So, and then we'll put the hairpiece on, and you can see part of the print is the gas mask that humans have to wear on Pandora. You can also see he's got tattoos printed around him. He painted blue war paint on himself to fit in more with the Na'vi, who are naturally blue. I think was the story they gave about why he has those tattoos. I know that they explained it in the movie, but I don't remember all the details. So he'll sit next to Quaritch here and wait for orders. Meanwhile, let's continue on with the build. Okay, so the submarine has actual stud shooters going on. Well, they do them in Star Wars, they do them in Marvel. I was not expecting to see stud shooters in Avatar, but then again, actually I can think we'll probably see stud shooters one more time. I'm predicting, of course, before we're done with Avatar. I can think of another vehicle in a set we haven't built yet that will probably have the shooters on. That was an interesting bounce. The important thing is it didn't go on the floor. Before I attach the stud shooter, we're just going to do the test that I always do to make sure that I set it up correctly. It will probably never be loaded again at this point, but I always like to test it anyway. So it shows it going on the side here, like this. And then we're going to do one more stud shooter for the other side. Yeah. With stud shooters, I always test them when I put the trigger on to make sure they're working, but I never actually use them for the displays. I don't like keeping them loaded, because I don't want to misfire them and then lose the studs. So I don't actually use them, but I still think it's a good idea to make sure that they work properly anyway, just in case a situation ever comes up where we do, where we are going to play with them. All right, that one works well, so let's get this one attached. All right, the stud shooters have been attached, and now we're doing an assembly here. And it looks like this is the kind of assembly that we're going to do twice in mirror. But we'll just have to see what the instructions bring as the build goes on. It's an easy prediction to make, though. You can often tell mirror builds from a while away. Yeah, it's a little fin wing for the side of the submarine, so we're definitely going to be doing it again in mirror. Once we turn the page. We have 2 more sets that revolve around the RDA invasion of Pandora. Although one of the sets is actually, there's a little twist on that, in that there are some humans who don't like what the military group is doing, so you'll see in one of the sets. And then one of the sets is focused on one of the big Pandoran creatures. That one just has the military in it as a side build. But we'll be doing those 2, and then we'll finish our final set will be the biggest avatar set they did of the wave, which is something really special and doesn't involve any of this military stuff. That last set, like my first couple sets, is Pandoran pure. And it represents a big part of Na'vi culture. So I'm really looking forward to eventually getting to that set. I don't want to rush through these. Like I said, I want Avatar to be a thing that goes on periodically over time. Probably February or March is when we'll be doing the last Avatar set. Because I want to space them out and do other things in between. Alright, we have a second, we have another console sticker here. This one, we have now used half of the stickers that are on the sticker sheet. That's what this one looks like. And this console sticker will go down here, and then we will keep building. And now we're going to use another sticker before I attach this piece. And this sticker it shows going like this. It looks like this is just some surface texture. That's what that one looks like. And then we'll do the same thing in mirror for the other side. There's that one. And then this one, will attach right there. And then we will keep going. Okay, it looks like we're going to start filling in the shaping now. And start closing in the surface. I think as we've reached where we are in the build. Yeah, I know we did villain focus sets like 2 nights in a row. But, Lego is Lego. And they were fun sets. And both of them had a little bit of a hero component going on as well to fight against the villains. It's always cool when Lego does that. When you have a set that's focusing on one side of a conflict, they'll throw in a figure and maybe a side build sometimes of the other side. just to have both sides represented in one box. They don't do it all the time, but they do it enough to be a thing. So. Okay, why isn't this piece going on? Okay, because I didn't have this piece lined up correctly. That's why that wasn't... That's why I was having issues with that. That was a me problem, not a piece problem. So yeah, looks like we're building up the shaping for the back of the submarine now. Okay, we have it's assembly time. Based on the fact that this assembly doesn't look symmetric, I would assume that this is an assembly that we're going to be doing twice in mirror, one for each side. Actually, this may be a center. No, I think this is going to be a one-off assembly. The inset picture is faded like they usually do, but it looks like this might be the central strip that goes down the back of the sub. Possibly. Yeah. Based on how this is coming together, I think this is going to be the center, the top center assembly. There's the piece. And then we put in this axle piece. Okay. Oh, so that's it. So that we can attach the round shaping bit at the end. Okay. There it is. Okay. This lines up with these. All right. Yeah. That goes there. And then this goes onto the unit like this. And then we put some more. Okay, so we're putting pins in now. These are the axle pins. Interesting. And it looks like we're putting 3 of them onto the unit. And this section attaches in back here. And how does it line up exactly? Okay, so it goes on like that. All right. So the back of the submarine is smooth now. It looks like we're building up shaping for the rest of it now. So right now it's having us put a bunch of stuff on the bottom. Probably attachment points for the display stand that we'll be doing in the next bag. Okay. Well, all right. So it looks like we're attaching the first canopy bubble here. No. We were supposed to attach it from the bottom here. Okay. So now we're back on top of the ship. And the bottom detailing makes it a little unsteady, but that'll all be fixed once we build the third piece of terrain in the last bag, which is the last bag has the third piece of terrain for the set, which is the display stand. All the avatar sets for any creatures or vehicles that are meant to be flying or swimming, they use the terrain to make a display stand for them. That's one of the cool things about the avatar sets, that they don't really do consistently in other themes. But it's really cool that they're consistent with giving us beautiful terrain display builds in every one of the avatar sets. There's not a huge amount of pieces left. And we still have several exposed openings on the submarine. So it'll be interesting to see how everything gets closed off in the next few pages. Interesting. It looks like we're creating the representation of wheels here, or landing gears of a sort. Not sure why they would be on a vehicle like this, given that this is an aquatic vehicle. If I line these up, then they're... yeah, okay. No, it's not wheels. It looks like techno bits. Is this one of the resource canisters? Maybe? I'm not sure what this section is supposed to represent, but this might be one of the resource canisters from the whale hunt. It looks like this section fills in this. We have this big gap in the middle of the submarine here. It looks like the picture is showing us putting it down on this. But it's actually attached. if you do it like that. So I'm not sure. If you're supposed to, if they want to put all the detail in, if it's not meant to be pulled out and seen, so I'm not sure. Let me. Yeah, it just says to attach it to the studs. Yeah, which means that detail's probably gone forever now. And then, okay, so it looks like we're gonna create the submarine's engine block now. With these big propeller pieces. Okay then. So that's what the pins were for on the back section. We've created this engine block with a propeller, and the propeller spins. And that's what we're putting on these 3 pins back here. And actually that does give the ship a little bit more balancing leverage. Okay, there's stickers here. Okay, and the stickers look like it's a... Okay. Kind of a mean looking, pirate looking decal here. That goes up and around the engine. Like this. The side engines get this decal. They have this little pirate logo here, and then some scratch marks. And both engines are going to get this. You've seen the sticker. The sticker is exactly the same on this side. So I'm just going to put it on. Empty sticker sheet. We're done with stickers for tonight. And now it looks like we put on the 2 remaining canopy pieces. Like that. And yeah, it doesn't look like the sub is all the way closed up. It shows us making an ammo pile with these trans red studs. So I'm gonna take this ammo pile and I'll set it aside because they're going to be stored with the instructions in the sets bag. Okay. So the submarine is technically done, but we still have one more numbered bag to build a display stand for it. And we have one more character who's coming out to play. Or fight, as the is more realistic description of what's about to happen here. The submarine itself. Let's do a quick look at it. And then I'll open up the last, I'll set it aside so we can open up the last bag and do the display stand. So yeah, you can see how it's not closed on the sides. That's one of the design issues with Lego sometimes, is sometimes the pieces just don't exist for a perfect model. But it's cool how they give the effect of the bubble going all the way around by using the second canopy piece underneath. You just have to imagine that the sides of the canopy are there. Quaritch and Spider will be sitting in the sub, or are meant to be sitting in the sub. That's how the instructions say to display it. You got your spinning propellers. You got that inaccessible resource tube inside. But this is, yeah, definitely looks like a military vehicle. It's definitely got a sinister look to it. But let's go ahead and put the display stand together so the submarine can start to go whale hunting. This is the final bag of the night. We'll be finishing at just over the 2-hour mark, but it's after 1 o'clock in the morning here, so we won't be doing a bonus build tonight. We just got the one. So, this is one of the standard jungle Navi skin colors here. So, this character is going, that we're building now, is going to be Neteyam. He's the son of Jake and Neytiri. They actually have one other son who we'll see in another set later on. Altogether, there's 7 different teenage characters featured in the second movie. So here's Neteyam. And we have to do his weapon. It looks like he has one of those minifigure posing posts in gold for the base of his weapon. And then a little bit of a blade going on. So kind of a curved dagger effect going on for his weapon. That's what that looks like, the weapon there. And with that, we can start building the display stand. Let's bring the instructions back up. And you can see here, this is a photo of the submarine deploying from the big boat. There's a big hangar for these submarines. They can actually, the boat I think holds like 3 or 4 of these things. It's a big boat, a huge boat. It's big enough that during the final battle, characters get lost in it. And there's kind of a little schematic overview of what the submarine looks like in the movie. And now we can go ahead and begin the final terrain build. This bit will go together quickly. There's only about 20 pages left in the instruction book. Okay, yeah, this terrain is going together pretty quickly. Okay, so it shows this one going here like this, and then this one going here. And yeah. So yeah, this was a pretty fun set. It's going to be so cool when I finish the last 3 avatar sets and I clear the shelf where they're meant to be displayed and I can set up the display scene. Seeing how big some of the sets are, I really don't think I'll be able to display quite everything, but I'll have most of the key stuff out once I start setting up that display. And then we get this piece going up here. And then this. Yeah. And you know what? Tomorrow's Saturday. And you know what I've been doing a lot of on Saturdays here on the channel? Well, it is Saturday already. We passed midnight about an hour and a half ago. So, but yeah, I definitely have a. Tomorrow might be as good, or tonight, I guess technically, might be as good a day as any to build some more Lego later on tonight. Hmm. Interesting splash of color there. Was not expecting that. But looks pretty cool. We have some more of these classic seaweeds. Like we used on the other terrain piece earlier. Okay. Yeah, this bit's going together quickly. There's only a few more pages of instructions here. We're just shaping up the rock face now. And pretty soon we'll be done. There is a pretty substantial amount of terrain in this set. Each of the two Na'vi characters has their own base to swim on. And then we also have the display stand for the submarine itself. Wrong. It goes there. And now that's open for that piece to go in its correct place. And we solved the misplaced piece. Alright, that's on. And here, of course, is the stand itself. That's good. This little bit of technique here, these two little axles, they're strong enough to hold the entire weight of the sub. You'll see in a moment what I mean by that. It's not clear from the... Yeah, it is. I think I have it pointing the right way. If not, I'll adjust it later. We have a few more of these unicorn horn plants. Alright. We're very nearly done with our terrain build now. Just a couple pieces left sitting out here. This one, this assembly goes on how exactly? Is it meant to go on top of that one like that? I think so. But then it's not lining up correctly with... Alright, there we go. That's how it's meant to go. We'll take the spare bits off and we will... Okay, so the first little bit of terrain is for... Alright, so the instructions show Neteyam swimming on this one. And then they show, what did I say his name is? Ao'nung on the cave. How does it, where's that poser thing? from the correct orientation, which is this way. And that, yeah, there's the one off to the side here. So we can have Ao'nung swimming away from the cave here. And then it shows the ray mounted on this swimming post here. Of course, it shows Quaritch and Spider sitting inside the submarine. Now, this is only a loose connection, but it's strong enough to hold. Okay, that's cool. It makes it look like the ray is swimming over the reef like that. Yeah. Oh, hi. Did you just get here? We're actually wrapping up. We just finished the build, and I'm setting up the exit scene. So we did the Mako Submarine from Avatar 2. It did come with this turquoise brick separator, which is cool because usually they come with orange, and the turquoise one only shows up occasionally. But yeah, sorry you missed the build, but you can go back on my YouTube channel in a couple days when it goes up and watch the VOD if you want to see how the submarine came together. It came with these 3 little terrain bits that I'm setting up posing on for now. So this one has a little cave behind it. It came with this nice stingray piece, or stingray, manta ray. Well, it wouldn't be a stingray or a manta ray. It would be an alien Pandoran ray, is what it would be. Let me just adjust that around so that when you see this guy pointed forward, the ray is pointed forward too. And then let's bring these guys over and get them into the submarine. Quaritch sits in the front. This is Quaritch 2.0 from the second movie. Basically, they cloned Quaritch, and they put him in a Na'vi body to lead the RDA's revenge invasion. They got tired of screwing with the jungle Na'vi, so they started going after the ocean Na'vi instead, and they're whales. Alright. I'm trying to get him to sit in here, but I'm not. Maybe he's meant to lean back. He's let's see, the instructions don't really make it clear how he's supposed to sit inside, because let me go back a few pages and see if it actually shows him sitting in the sub. So yeah, the sub does have stud shooters on it. I do not have them armed right now because I don't want to lose studs. I'm just trying to figure out how Quaritch is supposed to sit inside, because it's not obvious from the picture. Okay, so before I figure that out, I'll just show you the advertisement page on the end of the instructions here. This page shows you the land-based sets from the first movie. We did the Thanator and mech suit, which is this one. We did the Banshee flight, which is this one. These 2 big ones, the science team and the mobile science lab here, and the big spear tree. I have yet to do those 2, but I have them in hand. And for the water sets here, We've done the elu, we've done the skimwing, we just did the submarine, we also did the water tribe home. So all we have left to do from the water wave is the big whale here. So that's what's to come with the Avatar stuff. Here we've done. So let me go back to trying to figure out how to get these guys inside. Of course, the upper canopy is a fairly standard cockpit assembly, and Spider can just sit in there like that. But not sure how they intend for Quaritch to be going in there, unless it's designed for him to do it like some of the animal builds do, and you put him in face. Yeah, because the way those control sticks are, I think I figured it out. So yeah, you're supposed to press. It looks like you're supposed to press Quaritch in facing this way, and then his legs will slide into the little section in the back. And then if you put his head up a little bit so he can actually see what he's doing. And then from there, you can bring in the control sticks and he can hold them. We're still not quite there, so his head needs to come down a little bit more, but we've got him almost posed. So yeah, you basically pose him like the same way you do with Navi on the animals, where they basically lay down on the thing. I think that's as good as we're going to get it for tonight. Although, when I do the actual display, I'm not going to have him sitting in the submarine, of course. I'm going to want to be able to see all the figures. So, it's just, this is how it's meant to be displayed, because it's going to be on the stand here. And I just closed my instructions, and the instructions showed how to, which the instructions showed which way you're supposed to point the submarine on the stand for best balance. So it shows it facing this way, and then the submarine is alright, got it mostly closed up now. So so it looks like the submarine is mounted where? On this section here. Is that enough? And yeah, there's enough grip on the axle to hold the submarine securely. It looks like it's in a diving attack position right now. But I suppose if you turned it around, you could also, after I fix the plant, of course. That's one of the tricky things about these Avatar sets, is some of the little plants are fragile and like to fall apart randomly. But the plants are mostly just decoration. So if you turn the submarine around this way, you can make it look like it's rising towards the surface. It looks like it's a little more heavy that way, and it wants to strain on the axle. But even so, it's not that far off the ground in that position. So it's not too terrible. But I think for purposes of the exit scene, we're going to do it as the instructions show, with it pointing downward. And I suppose you can also have it pointing sideways like that. That's actually a pretty good look, having it sideways like that. That might be how I do the display later, I think. because that's pretty cool having it like that. Yeah, we're gonna leave it like that for tonight, I think. So, and if you do it like that, there's also the option of doing it sideways the other way. Well, that's just the original down option. But going sideways the other way gives us this arrangement. So yeah. And this side, I think the plants on this side are a little more visually interesting. So yeah, we have options for how we want to display this thing. Alright, that stingray piece is also pretty cool. I keep calling it stingray. It's a Pandoran ray. Well, it's the Pandoran equivalent, I guess. And, so, Neteyam, Ao'nung, Quaritch 2.0, and Spider. Those are the 4 figures from today's set. This was the Avatar Mako Submarine from Way of Water. And let's go see if there's anyone available to raid. You know what? I see here, I've only been out of 300 streams, 300 plus streams. I think I'm up to 320 something. I've only ever been rated once. But the guy who rated me is on right now. So let's make him my second raid of 2025. We're going to go raid. Davey is eating a sandwich. I'm not really familiar with his show, but he rated me in the past, so he's the one streamer who ever rated me, so we're going to rate him back finally. And we'll be back soon with more Lego, some gaming, and there's a couple karaoke streams I want to try in the coming weeks as well. Well, so have a good night. We'll be back soon. There will definitely be a Saturday evening stream. Probably more Lego. I've got my Lego Mario build queue is over 20 sets right now. So we'll probably do some catch up to make space in my build queue area. Have a good night, and we'll see you soon. And we're about to raid Davey's eating a sandwich. Build queue area.
Uncle Amy! Thank you for the raid! So welcome in, friend. Hope you're doing well. Now that I think about it, I think a lobster roll from Maine is my favorite salmon. Ooh. Salmon, that sounds great.